Yeah, he's rolling.
All right, so Somasu invited us to listen to his full EP. Did he release this after? No, he had it almost done, but it looks like he released it recently.
Well, we did a review of Midnight in LA by Somasu, and he seemed to appreciate us doing the video review and suggested that if we were interested that he had an EP coming out, which by now is definitely released based on the timeline in his message. That he... Oh yeah, it looks like it came out July. Oh.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That doesn't make any sense.
So this is still an advance release. But he sent
us...
Oh,
is that right? Is that what happened?
He sent us an advance release link so that we could do the review. And there's 5 songs, and yeah.
There's a picture of him.
And based on the last video, Steve mistakenly thought that that Somasu was a white suburban gentleman. And,
he's not.
And I thought he was Japanese based on the name, but it turns out he's an African-American gentleman.
He has a beard. I thought he was young.
And yes, and Steve also thought he was 14.
This picture makes him look old.
Steve was just wrong on all counts.
I thought... He told me his age. I don't remember.
So, anyways.
We're going to listen to this whole EP right now.
Yeah. And then review.
Look, he got a lot of listens. Everybody Loves You has 1,800 listens.
Wow. It's all...
That's probably the only one he released. I would imagine is why.
Well, the other ones have hundreds. I wonder if this is cobbling together stuff that had previously been released singly. I don't know.
He has a song called Permutations.
Mm-hmm.
I like Permutations. We'll see if this is an accurate discussion of them.
Okay, so should I stop the film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they an advanced topic, permutations? Some people confuse them with combinations.
Boom. You're doing it. Boom.
Everybody loves you, everybody cares. Everybody loves you, everybody cares. Everybody loves you, everybody cares. Something like that. So we listened to the album. What does Somasu stand for again?
State of the Modern Age, with SU added for pizzazz.
For pizzazz.
Yeah. That's actually, I do like State of the Modern Age. I almost wonder if a more verbose name might be kind of cool.
Soma?
It's kind of, I feel like folks have alter egos these days, so State of the Modern Age, Somasu, it's kind of nice having more than one way to express the band. But yeah.
Yeah.
So how are we going to tackle this?
I like what it stands for.
Yeah.
And he did have to tell us that. He doesn't really say it anywhere from what we can tell.
That was in a personal correspondence. So how are we going to tackle this? I'm struggling. This is the first time we've reviewed multiple songs simultaneously. I'm struggling to pull together the common threads.
Yeah, you want to go an overall thing? Because I kind of just wrote things about each song.
I do actually have some overall observations.
Okay.
But maybe we should do those at the end?
No, you should go ahead and do that.
Okay. I felt like use these 5 songs and also the first song that we reviewed, Midnight in LA. There seems to be an emerging pattern of 2 overall styles. One where the songs are somewhat disjointed between sections, but very compelling in their energy, and where the lyrics seem to be almost more of a source of rhythm in the song, where there's not too much focus on the spoken word.
The meanings of the words?
Yeah, well, there's not as much... You're more distracted by the music, so you don't find yourself dwelling on the meaning. And so those songs, it's almost more like an experience that's kind of muting the meaning of the lyrics or even the delivery of the lyrics. It's just more like I said, they're almost like another source of rhythm in the song. The other style is where the songs are more coherent and, it sounds more like a song, but where you, as a consequence, are focusing more on the lyrics. And I think in those songs, I personally don't like them as much because I feel like the lyrics aren't always strong enough to stand on their own. I do enjoy them whenever it's kind of more part of the tapestry as opposed to something that you're actually paying attention to.
Yeah. And that kind of gets to a thing about lyrics and, how important the meaning of the lyrics are to any song.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think like I wrote down like a few of his lines I liked in his lyrics, which is, you know, like I don't even know if I should say like I know what he means in some of the lyrics, you know, and kind of just the number of lyrics that I can kind of pick out and I know what the meaning of even what he's trying to say is not very often. So if he's trying to just go for the rhythm at some points, I think he did a good job of that at some points. But when I look at what the lyrics are, they're not. They don't make any kind of sense all the time. Like,
yeah, I get what you're getting at, and to a certain extent I do agree. Just kind of to expand on what you were saying, a little bit of what I was saying. I think that paradoxically, you know, I'm going to read directly from my notes. Too many hard rhymes in a row make the phrases seem weaker, and by hard rhymes I mean where the ending word really rhymes. It's not like a light rhyme.
I think the delivery of that part is good. Like the one, well, I'm going to go right into specific.
Yeah.
On the fifth song, still, I don't know what the lines were earlier than that, but then the last line that it was like, I know where the migrate, stagnate, and narrate. I'm all the things you migrate. I know the things you stagnate. I wrote the book you narrate. Of all three of those, the best one is the last one because it means something. The other two don't mean anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're fine rhymes, and I think he delivers them well. In particular, right there, I was like, oh, that's delivered really well vocally in that song. I think maybe in the beginning he had a really good delivery with the heavier beat coming in that song too. But yeah, I would like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think as a lyricist, I think the words should have more meaning because like, I don't know, songs almost, and they don't all have to. And I understand that, and this is kind of a thing, since we listened to that Midnight in LA song, I said the same kind of criticism that, you know, I'd like the lyrics to mean more. And so when I'm listening to music that I like on my own time, I'm wondering, I've thought, like, you know, this song I kind of don't really understand all the lyrics, but I do like the music. There are songs that I enjoy like that, but I still would always prefer if the lyrics had meaning too. Because there's songs that I really, really like, and the lyrics mean something to me. And I can't say necessarily that, you know, things like I am all the things you migrate, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
There's no context to help me either.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's entirely valid criticism. For me, that is not true. Like, I actually rarely listen to lyrics for what they mean. So, in my eyes, that's barely a sin at all. That said, I do not, you know, say I don't want to invalidate your statement.
Yeah. Because
I think for a large segment of humanity, that is a valid statement. But for me, I'm actually unconcerned by that.
Well, if you're unconcerned. Yeah. Well, I think that's fair, but I mean, to kind of make my point stronger, I think like if you have a lot of really great rhymes. They're better when they do tell a coherent story.
Yes.
I don't know, even story, conveying something that means something.
That is undeniably true, yeah.
It's just all the more impressive because it means something, and even more, I think, when the overall song tells a story. They don't have to.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that can get...
But I like this.
It can get quite impressive, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I should say that, you know, we were sitting here reading the lyrics that are posted on SoundCloud as we listened, and I feel like... some of these statements about how things, you know, whether it flows well, whether it has deeper meaning, would be less of an issue if you were just listening to the music.
Yeah, I don't think I would be paying attention to the lyrics
as much
as if we weren't looking at the lyrics. Some people listen to the music by looking at the lyrics, or they look at the lyrics after they like a song. Yeah. I
mean, I could, once again, something I would never do, but that's me versus somebody else. So.
I mean, if I had to overall characterize what he's getting at with the lyrics, it's almost like, you know, just like mysterious poetry that is unconcerned with you knowing exactly quite what he means all the time. And that's just trying to be objective about what it is. Yeah. So whether you enjoy that or not, I guess is because, like I said, there's some songs that, like, I don't like the lyrics, but I mean, or I don't even understand the lyrics in their songs I like. Like, literally can't hear what the fuckers are saying. Yeah. Most of the time I can hear what he's saying in these. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so do we want to go song by song? Give like any specific observations, or
Maybe I want to talk about an overall thing. So this maybe right now.
Okay.
One more overall thing.
Oh no, if you have more overall
Which
things,
is-
yeah, I thought we were.
And this is fun
I thought we
because
were winding down.
it's weird how we did speculate about his race, I guess. But this is kind of speculating about this guy's religion. What are your thoughts? Did you have any thoughts about that as we listen to this?
No, although I mean we can touch on the Canadian thing.
No, he's not Canadian. Based on saying A.
There was an A explosion in one of the songs.
In the fourth one? That's when you said that to me.
But no, I was not getting any religious vibes.
You didn't think about it at all?
No.
Because he definitely talks about it. You missed that totally?
Well, I was not reading the lyrics like religiously. I was trying.
Neither was I.
I was trying to capture notes.
I wrote it in the first song. I was wondering about it, and he doesn't even really get it into that.
So what is it?
That's a specific line. He says, "Don't die for me," and I'm like, "Well, who's he talking?" First of all, I'm always wondering what he's meaning, and I'm like, "Well, does he mean Jesus?" Almost kind of a little ridiculous. Almost like I'm taking it too extreme.
I think so.
Because "Don't die for me" is he says a bunch. See.
Well, that's fair, but like, is there anything?
Right.
Is there anything before that or after that makes you think?
Almost being facetious in that one. So you could be talking about anyone, but to me, instantly I was like, is he talking about Jesus? And I was just wondering, because then that would make him not Christian, or maybe, I don't fucking know. But he does go into this more.
Yeah, okay.
In the second song,
Permutations,
which maybe we can talk about we'll talk about that when we get into the song, but
yeah.
Still trying to find my faith, Yahweh.
Yeah,
So
okay.
does that indicate to you that he's definitely Christian, I guess, or at least struggling towards it? Don't let me die in vain.
It could be, but it's like you said, though. I'm not sure that there's always a deep meaning behind every lyric. But if we're going to ascribe a deep meaning to every lyric, then yes, that would seem to indicate.
This guy's struggling with his Christian. There's more too.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's get a fan theory going.
Words. Yeah, in the third song he says, I was once just a reverend. I don't think Somasu was a reverend, the actual person. But that's also a religious thing. And I wonder, what does that mean? In this light I forget that I was once just a reverend.
Oh.
Just not this time, just not this time. Please don't. There's lots of religious stuff in here.
Okay.
Please don't pray for me. So he's also being like, don't pray for me.
Well, you're touching on to a theme here.
Yeah.
One that probably doesn't actually exist, but
he gets into it multiple times.
But to the extent that it does exist, I was completely oblivious.
Yeah.
I did not notice.
I will give you the don't die. The don't die for me one is a stretch. The saying Yahweh as an entire line in a song.
Yeah.
The reverend thing. In this one, it also says, "Crucify yourself for me." Right there, don't leave it. It can't be. Crucify yourself for me.
So at the very least, there's a lot of religious imagery, even if it is not.
This guy's religion.
Yeah.
It feels like he's kind of. If I had to kind of go, but it's like he's struggling with it, still trying to find my faith.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just something I noticed. I don't think there was anything in the last song on that.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a
maybe.
It's definitely.
Well. Yeah.
You think someone like what is he? What?
I think it's a valid fan theory.
That is his. He's. Somasu's gonna write and tell us.
Yeah.
He's definitely religious.
Maybe. I don't know.
Why would he say that? Why would he say Yahweh?
I don't know.
Okay, like if he said God, I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
But why would he say Yahweh?
It just maybe sounds better. But but to be fair, the wall of text. There's a lot of lyrics that get run through in some of these songs, and to cherry pick a few lines that yes, I mean you're not at all wrong that there's religious imagery.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's an overwhelming percentage of the song because there's a lot of stuff in there. And for there to be like 2 or 3 lines that have religious connotations, I'm like, eh.
But it's what he goes to. It's like a well that he goes to.
The other way to approach it is that 95% of the lyrics have nothing to do with religion at all. So, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying he's super religious. I mean, it's there in several songs. Is all I'm getting at.
Okay. Well, I think
for whatever reason I noticed and wrote them all down.
I think your point has been made and taken.
Yeah. So. Anyways.
Yeah. So, shall we go song by song?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so Everybody Loves You. I feel like this is one of those songs that was kind of more disjointed. in the sense that there's sections that actually kind of seem to have nothing to do with the rest of the music.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that's actually the songs that I prefer. I enjoy the ones that kind of more of a rich, meandering sound, if you will, where kind of like I said, if you recall, that the ones where the lyrics are more like rhythm than they are like having actual meaning. That's what I was getting at this song. Kind of starts with so a couple of the songs actually start with kind of industrial sound beats. And this one specifically kind of started with industrial and dove into trap shortly thereafter.
I don't fucking recognize any of that shit.
Okay. Well, I've got a lot of like music comparisons, but yeah, that's what I'd have to say about that.
It's harder for me to compare because I don't think I listen to this type of music.
Yeah.
Whatever you'd characterize it as much as you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did enjoy the rhythm and the rappy sections. I had that specific.
This one did have rappy sections.
Yeah, and I also thought it had a good sound and it showed some range in the music.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, I wrote that it had a slow tempo. You analyzed it way better. Yeah, I wrote rap and circled it, and I wasn't sure if there was rap in this one because I wasn't sure if I wanted that or if he had it in this song. But he did have it in this song?
Yeah.
I forget my notes because I know...
I mean, to be fair, like 5 songs in, I could be confusing things, but I definitely recall, and my notes seem to indicate that there were rap sections.
One of the things I think I liked about the other song was that there is a rap breakdown in Midnight in L.A., right? There was.
This was months ago now.
There was.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because that's the only song that would possibly have that, and I know one of the songs we reviewed had that.
Okay.
So yeah, I like that part. I think the next song had more variety, if I can move to that one. Mm-hmm. There's the rapping part was more... maybe more explicit than I think in the first song. Because the second one, Permutations, definitely had a part where it's like, alright, he's getting into the rap, he's doing a breakdown.
Yeah.
And then I also felt there was another breakdown, and I don't know if this is the right word, but kind of like a more kind of like ethereal kind of element part of the song too. Mm-hmm. Which I just, I thought, oh, this is great. The variety was good. I also like the background talking and kind of the beginning of the song or whatever it was. I like that.
Yeah, I think that this is the section that... I think we're talking about the same section here, but that section at the beginning, not the ethereal intro, kind of upbeat intro, but what it immediately dives into the 90s industrial vibe, sounded a lot like God Lives Underwater, if you know that band.
Nope.
They were, in my opinion, they were one of the really good industrial bands from the 90s, so
okay.
I enjoyed that little segment of the song.
Yeah. Did you know, this might be maybe the wrong time to bring this up, did you note at the end that each of these have like a different person or whoever he worked with? Like he worked with Yak Beats on the first song, this one he worked with Color Plus and
I did not take note of that.
So I don't know he's getting the... because I know people just sell beats and they sell entire songs, but I don't know to what extent Somasu's working on the music, and I was kind of curious about that because he is working with people each time.
Yeah.
In this one, I did write the part down which were lyrics I kind of dug more, which was the do the crime, sniff the lines kind of stuff, because I know what that means, mainly.
Is it talking about Jesus?
No, it's not. I do have another Jesus line in here that we missed during the Jesus talk, which was just let me be a saint. But anyway, do the crime, sniff the lines. I was like, okay, do the crime is good. Don't lie to me, don't lie. This is not the right song on here. Don't lie to me are good lyrics. I know what that stuff means.
Okay.
I know what do the crime means.
Yeah.
Feel the signs, feel divine. I think that's all pretty good stuff.
So I think we're identifying that you feel uncomfortable when you're challenged by lyrics that you don't understand.
Does that mean I'm challenged by them?
I'm just trying to make you feel insecure.
I don't feel insecure because I feel like if it's some partially the responsibility of the author for the person reading it to gather meaning from it.
Okay. Cool. So third song.
Which is called Gabby, or I guess
something like that. Goodbye.
So this is kind of one I felt started. At least it started, but it was like kind of like a little more uplifting kind of a sound to it, and I thought that was a nice change from I guess the first 2 songs we had listened to at that point.
And I feel like this kind of harkening back to my discussion of the 2 emergent styles. This definitely seemed like more of a traditional song, and then it was kind of much more coherent and all the bits of the music actually blend into one another as opposed to having the hard breaks, which
Is
like
this
in some of the other songs.
Is this it?
Yeah, but that kind of, as I mentioned, I'm actually not the biggest fan of these. And in fact, I even wrote overall my least favorite so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually liked. I mean, I like the way the chorus here sounded. Again, I don't think it means anything.
The singing, I wish I could remember if it was chorus or not, but certain parts were very atonal. That kind of was almost Trent Reznor-esque.
He kind of does that. Somasu kind of does that.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just an observation.
I mean, words of news become the ash of me. I don't know what it means.
Okay.
I liked the line, I don't need the meds. No. I know what that means.
Okay. Everything involving chemicals.
He does, yeah. Well, I know what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what some other things mean. Sometimes I just would like a little bit more context for things, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't need your help. I don't need the meds. That has context. Those two lines reinforce each other.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. The length of grief. What are you grieving about? I don't know.
Okay. Cool. Next song.
Yeah.
You Want Help.
You want help? Question mark. I guess these all kind of. Yeah. I don't know. I just want the Hennessy.
The my main note was the Canadian explosion of A's.
I don't think he's Canadian. There's a little piano tinkling at the end of like kind of each line of this song, or that was alright.
And this was the one where I felt like the lyrics were being forced by the need to rhyme. I feel like the rhyme doesn't have to be super obvious, and not necessarily in every line.
Yeah.
Every stanza. How do you say that?
I think what you're saying actually applies to the fifth song the most, because that's the one where I
really?
felt this. I think that's the one for that. I don't see any. Is there a lot of lines here?
Well, this was. I guess this was the first instance of my observation.
Tell me that you're mine, babe. Tell me that you're mine, babe.
Actually, I didn't mind the repetition of babe.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. But, okay.
I mean, if you just go, I'm going to harp on the lyrics again. I like the line, I just want Hennessy. This is my enemy. I mean, I don't know. Is the Hennessy his enemy? He's saying...
Or is he drowning his enemy with Hennessy?
I just want Hennessy. This is my enemy. He's got to be talking about the Hennessy being his enemy.
Or like whatever pain he's drowning away by drinking.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think Somasu has a drug problem. Just based on our
Yeah, from personal correspondence, it sounds like he is not a drug addict.
No.
Which might have been portrayed in the, or conveyed in the
That's
first song, Midnight in LA.
That's way more apparent in Midnight in LA.
Yeah.
But he can explore that in lyrics, and I encourage that because I kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay, yep. So still, fifth and final song?
This one came in with a heavier beat right away. I think I mentioned already that I kind of just love the variety. It's different from the other songs. I like that.
I like the intro. It's very, I find myself analyzing Somasu's intros a lot. And I'm not sure if that's a problem I have, or if there's something about them that's actually legitimately drawing attention. But this one had a very ponderous intro that I thought it did a very good job of telegraphing that there was like a heavy beat coming in. It was like a really good lead in.
I liked it that there
beat.
was suddenly that he had a heavy beat.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But it wasn't sudden. He actually he hints at it that it's coming in. Maybe it's because I'm more familiar with electronic music, but I could definitely I heard some of the tropes of I'm like, oh yeah, okay, here it comes. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. All right.
So it was kind of nice.
We talked about the lyrics in the song I liked.
One other observation of substance, I'll say, is that I feel like there's an exposition segment of the song that I don't know what to call it other than that, but basically where the lyrics cease and it's just about the song. You hear the music, And I feel like whenever you hit the exposition segment, you want to amp up. That needs to be at the climax of like complexity in the song, where there's a lot of layers that are doing their own thing, kind of a rich audio tapestry. And I feel like that would be my one criticism of this song that really, I think, still sticks in my head, despite, some of the comments after I read them again, I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But this one actually is still in my head, that the exposition segment, that kind of like virtuoso, where this is the music, could be richer in this, in still.
I would like to know to what extent, I'll ask this again, but to what extent he's responsible for that?
Yeah.
How's he working with these other people?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that may not be a Somasu statement. That may be whoever is.
John Blaze, I wrote them all down.
Mr. Blaze may want to take note of that.
I assume Matt is...
Some asshole on the internet doesn't like his beat.
You did like his beat, I
Oh,
thought.
no. I was just, I was trying to be funny.
What does it mean to find the Chad space?
Are we talking like frat bros?
I don't know,
Like
man.
that, where's that line?
Right in the beginning, it's kind of in the beginning. It's the fifth line.
Always found the Chad space. Yeah, I feel like that has to be a dude bro reference.
think?
Like frat guys. Maybe not, but whenever I hear Chad, that's what I think. So.
Well, he's kind of like in a room with the new girl, I guess, right? And he's in the... I always found the Chad.
No more swerving, no more correction.
The Chad space is a part of a lady's body?
Yeah, I don't know.
I did... The part about let the water bring it back, like he sings it so emphatically. Like I don't know what it means though. I don't know what that means. But I didn't. He sung it emphatically and he means it. So he delivered it good.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But it's still like it leaves you questioning. Yeah.
What is that? The water isn't conscious enough to bring things places.
Captain Literal.
Oh, well, I am a little bit literal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything else?
I think overall a good effort. Well, and that's not a very nice way to say it, because that makes it sound like a good effort. No, actually a good showing. Overall a good showing. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not something I would listen to, but I appreciate artists and things and him working through it, and there's a bit of mystery to what he's writing, which is fine. I would just like more clarity.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm stuck on that. But whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Good stuff.
Give it up, Somasu. Answer our questions. We had some, right?
Yeah.
Overall,
Are you Canadian?
are you Canadian?
Are you in a cult?
Are you in a... Yeah. You can characterize it like that. Are you religious? What have you used your... Who have you used your Glock on, Somasu? Somasu seems like a very... This might not be a nice person. Seems like a really kind of down-to-earth person, actually.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed his letter and things, so... Yeah. Well, he doesn't seem like he's a hard thug, but maybe he wants that in his... Well, his persona, and I don't want to kind of say that he's not, but he seems...
No, I'm sure it is part of the persona, but I'll go back to my statement about the religion. Some of the lines may involve religion, but like when Glock is mentioned once in 5 songs, admittedly it's said twice, but whenever it's in one line in 5 songs,
I agree the Glock is probably hyperbole. I hope it is hyperbole. The Jesus stuff is in there, man.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Cool. Do you think he's heterosexual? Whatever you want to do, Somasu, it's all good.
As if it matters.
No, he's got this girl stuff. It's clear. It's fine.
Steve, so progressive.
I am so progressive.